Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. We're going to do a little project using guest checks. I found some new large size guest checks, so I was very excited to find those. I found them at my restaurant supply store. So anyway, this is the normal guest check I use, so you can see it's quite a bit bigger, so that was fun. I need to say hugs and blessings to at RJR618, Annette, and Diane. Thank you guys so much for your watching and kind comments and just being your awesome selves. I really appreciate all of you very, very much. And welcome to new subscribers and welcome back to continuing subscribers. I couldn't do what I do without you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So what I have done is taken some of these guest checks and I spritzed them with a couple of Tim Holtz inks. I used tumbled glass distress oxide spray and picked raspberry distress oxide spray, and just really as lightly as I could possibly get a spray to come out of those. And I also backed them with my Hello Spring digital papers, digital download papers. So yeah, so I have them all ready to go, and we're going to make a Hinge journal because those are so easy. So anyways, I'm just trying to put them in order. I don't know why, it doesn't matter, but anyways, so I'm doing them. You could do them like have one this way on the front and then maybe have one that way and then two facing each other. I mean, you could orient them however you want to. I'm just going to do them like they're stacked up. And yes, I have ink all over me. So we're going to start with the first one and do just a little kind of collage on the front, and then I will start hinging them together. I just wanted to get maybe one decorated or something. I don't know how far we'll get into this, but yeah, I hope you guys are having an awesome day. It is sunshine here, so I am so happy. I cannot tell you. This is Mermaid Lagoon, so different color still, you know, after using the sprays, but I'm not that worried about it. I just didn't really want to use the walnut stain that I normally use. Wanted to use something a little maybe springier or something. So I hope you guys are doing good. I got that journal all complete, and I didn't know what I was going to do, and then I decided I'll just do a little spring something and then move on to probably cruciform is what I'm thinking. I don't really know, honestly. You know, sometimes after I finish a journal, I just need like a minute. And then it'll all come back to me and I'll be able to get things done. But, you know, it's just, it's a lot. But I love making those flip-flops. I think those are probably going to be my go-to for a while anyway, because they are just too much fun. I really, really, really enjoy them. And I love the way they come out because you don't have to worry about the gator mouth thing so much. I mean, I'm sure you could gator mouth them, but just because the way they can sit like on a shelf or whatever, I don't know. They're just cool. They're definitely my new favorite thing. So I just have a piece of the Hello Spring digital there. Kind of looks like a quilt, and then a piece of eyelet lace, and I think what I will do is just put this on with glue stick. That works well for me. And then the only problem is the ink in the background. I will most likely stitch around it. So yeah, so that's what I got going on. What do you guys got going on? I'm gonna scooch it up just a little bit. I think not much else happening. For me, it is Friday. I just had this idea and thought, well, I've got my 50 stack challenge done, and I just started playing around with this, and so I was like, well, I might as well turn on my camera and see where we get to. Plus, I'm probably going to have a tooth pulled the week that you will see this. So, I don't know what I'll be doing. But anyway, might as well get a video done since it was on my mind and I was wanting to play with this, because I just pulled it all out, and then, you know, you get the itching to do something with it. So yeah, probably could have gone around him with the walnut, but that's okay. Still have a little blue. We're gonna go to dinner with our kiddos. I'm very excited about that tonight. Yeah, they're getting close to spring break, but I don't know how much breaking they're gonna get, because my daughter's got work and projects, and my son has work, so, and homework, but, you know, they always kind of have homework. I don't know how those kids manage to get away. I never did figure that out when I was in college. I always had to stay buckled down and getting my work done, but how they go on those big trips, well, one, I don't know how they afford it, and two, I just don't know how they get their schoolwork and everything done to do that. I mean, I guess it's like any other thing. If you plan well enough, you can probably pull it off. I'm just not always great at that. I want to put this ticket on here somewhere, but I don't love that it says Staples. It's not silly. I might scoot it up just a little. I kind of like it when his elbow goes over the Staples. So I might do that. So maybe we'll put that there. This is just going to be our little cover for our Hinge journal. And I will get to the hinging. It's very easy. I know a lot of you have seen me do it, but I always like to show because we always have new people. And these are super easy, great gifts. So like at Christmas time, these are great to make people because, you know, I've got 5 basically guest checks. You can use any paper though. So if you don't have these guest checks, and I'll measure one in just a minute here. If you don't have these, you can use any piece of paper. You can use regular size guest. You can do this with tags. I mean, you can do it with anything. You can do it with all different size pieces. I've done it with like Christmas cards, and you know, some are like that. Some might be a little taller. Some might be a little shorter. It doesn't matter because the hinge, you can put the hinge where you want it and it works just fine. So I think I'm going to have to put some liquid glue. Trying to decide. I'm going to do the glue stick and the liquid glue. I don't use Fabri-Tac. If you have Fabri-Tac, this would be the place to use it because I'm gluing onto fabric. It just works well, but I don't have any trouble with Aleene's sticking to fabric, so I don't really have any trouble with my glue stick sticking to fabric, but I know some glue sticks don't, so I don't want to say just use a glue stick because it might not work. But yeah, I've used Aleene's for years and I love it, but I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine. Doesn't have to be. That's why there's so many glues in the world, so we can all figure out which one we like the best, right? Oh, I didn't even put any liquid on there, did I? That was good. Well, it stuck really well. I thought it would lift and I'd have to put... I got too busy jabbering about glue. We'll put a little Aleene's on this flower, and that might help hold that bunny rabbit down. He seems to be happy, so. I like to have something on these ones that are straight across at the bottom of them. I just think it looks better. That's definitely a Victorian thing. They seem to have a lot of the ladies and stuff that are just cut at the bottom. I guess to go like on the bottom of a card or whatever. But sometimes they look weird if you just stick them on there. And then maybe we'll put this First Signs of Spring. And this is a Tsunami Rose. They're like those little flashcards. And I'll try to remember to link her shop. If I forget, just remind me. Because I do tend to do that. Don't know why, not on purpose. Just forgetful. Especially because this video won't be posted until Tuesday. That's quite a few days for me to forget stuff. It doesn't take a lot of days, but so then I just have little pieces of paper. Oh, I was going to measure one of these. You guys are probably like, gosh, lady, get a brain. Yes. Let's see, just about 6 3/4. So you could use a piece of paper, 6 3/4 by about 4 1/4. It's a tiny bit less, but roughly 4 1/4. 6 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then you would have the same size I'm using, but you don't need, you can do these any size that you want to. So it doesn't have to be that size. And then we're gonna put it side by side. And the cool thing about Hinge journals is you can just keep adding on to it if you want to, and you don't have to like have all the parts done or something. And and then, you know, if there's something you want to add. I did a whole big Hinge birthday book with tags that people sent me for my 50th birthday. So yeah, I mean, just anything like that. I think I'm gonna go with the eyelet. I like it better. So this is just scrapbook paper. It's a little thicker. This is not like copy paper weight. It's probably about 65 pound. I don't know that I would go any less than that, just because you know, it's going to be, sorry, I have glue on my finger. It's going to be opening and closing, so it'll not be very happy if it's thin paper, because eventually it'll just tear. I mean, I guess any paper eventually will tear, but it's like anything else we make out of paper. It's not going to last forever and ever and ever. Now, you don't have to use a grid or anything. I just like that line right there. That's about how far apart you want to space them, at least. Just because you don't want, I don't want it like that, Amy. You don't want it too tight, and you don't want it too loose. So it's kind of this balancing act, but I just know from making them before that that's about, you know, good, roughly. Okay. And sometimes I like to clip the edge so it's not just straight. What did I do? Oh, there. Oh, and then I need to measure these for you too. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my brain together. So these are about 1 1/2 before I cut the decorative, somewhere around there, by 1. 1 1/2 by 1, roughly. It doesn't, you don't have to measure all of them. It's just a little hinge. That's all it is. And I use liquid glue to put these on. If my liquid glue will come out, that is. And it is kind of good to put them on before you decorate, because after you decorate, a lot of times you're going to end up with the hinge, oh my gosh, going over. I'm just going to stick one on here, and then I'll worry about lining it up. You're going to end up with a hinge going over, say, a face of something. So just make sure that you aren't doing that. And then what I do is I put them down on a flat surface just to try to make sure we keep them fairly even with the edge. They can go over a little because you are going to have that spacing issue. And I ink them. You don't have to if you don't want to. But yeah, you can just keep trucking right along, hinging away. It really becomes an issue of balance, as far as sometimes if you don't keep your hinges straight, then you're going to end up with, it's going to start sloping, you know. That's the biggest problem when you do a lot of hinges. But I usually do five or six, you know, cards or tags or whatever. And then I'll just space this roughly the same distance from the bottom as I did that one from the top. But don't get extreme and stressing if they're not perfectly spaced. And again, I do like to push, so I'm pushing down with my thumb to try to make sure it's nice and even, flat. And then you're just going to glue it onto the other side. And try to leave a little gap in there. Like I just have that little list of gaps there. You want that. Because otherwise it'll be too tight if you butt them right up to each other. And then a lot of times what I'll do is make a little bag, like out of music paper or, you know, some kind of cool old paper that it'll fit inside of. So that it makes a great gift that way. Because you're, you know, it's got a little place to be. Especially for a seasonal thing, because then whoever gets it as a gift can put it away when it's not that season. And I do get fairly particular about that, putting those on, just because, you know, you want it to stay. And then just make sure you're trying to stay straight, and you just keep going like that. So we'll just go to the next one. And it's easier kind of after you do the first one, because you can line the next one up with that one, that whole thing. So yeah. Yeah, it was fun finding these big ones. I didn't know that those were even a thing. I found them, yeah, I told you I went to that restaurant supply place. I like going there to get, I needed a cookie sheet because for all these years I never knew, and I bought those stinking cookie sheets with the non-stick whatever baloney on them, because that's, you know, what you can usually find. And you know, that all that stuff peels off and they end up just looking disgusting. And so one day I was just in there for something else. I think it was during band season when my kids were in high school. And they have like restaurant grade cookie sheets. And I bought a couple because mine were in bad shape. I'm like, I'm just going to try these and see like how that goes for, you know, just see how they go. Those are the best cookie sheets. They have no non-stick on them. You can use your little like Brillo, whatever part of your sponge. And I haven't found anything yet that won't come off. So, and I use them a lot because for a while, my husband and I, before we started doing like Blue Apron and all those kind of things. By the way, don't do Hungry Root. It's awful. But anyways, we were doing those sheet pan dinners. And so we cooked all kinds of things. I mean, we still do cookies, whatever. And they come clean. They're just fantastic. So I highly recommend. I don't know exactly if they're stainless steel. I don't know what the deal is, but they are the bomb. I mean, it makes sense if restaurants are using them because they really use them. Yeah, I don't know why we ever started using that stinking non-stick garbage anyways. All you end up doing is eating it. It's awful stuff. Horrible for you. So, I highly recommend those. They had pans there today too. I'm kind of considering. We just got new pans though. My husband got me some of the ceramic coated ones or whatever they are. They're ceramic inside rather than the Teflon junk. But yeah, anyway, and they are fantastic. They're greenware. The only thing is when you start stacking these, sometimes this one, it's hard for it to reach the next one down. So I just kind of tack it there and then I'll mess with it some more when I fold this one over. And you can see I'm using, you know, a good amount of glue, but I'm not like just soaking it in glue, because otherwise you're just going to end up with it oozing out everywhere. Then I hold it on here and I try to scooch with my thumbs to, you know, get it as even as possible. That's the whole trick. But yeah, I really like those a lot. My husband's home. I might pause you guys for a minute so he just doesn't know I'm filming. Sometimes he's loud. Why are they so loud sometimes? I don't know. So I'm gonna pause you guys for just a minute and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So we will just continue on with these. Oh, I should probably make a couple more because I don't have enough of these ones cut. I'm going to use my cutter because I'll cut them crooked. And I will definitely cut them crooked. There's no doubt about that. So what I say, 1.5 long, right? Yep. So if I can manage to cut them straight. By 1. I hate cutting little strips of paper because I scare myself with the that blade. I think I could have glue here because I feel like it keeps sticking and I can't move the paper very well. I need to scrub it down with some like rubbing alcohol or something. Hand sanitizer. I promise if I cut myself, I won't show it on video. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I have sewn through my finger, so. I think that, or no, I need to. I know, this should not be so complicated, but it is. Okay, I think we're good now, hopefully. So yeah, these are super easy and make fun gifts. And it's a good in-between project because, you know, it gets a little overwhelming, as I mentioned, to do the big ones sometimes. I don't know, those are pretty laid back, those flip-flop journals. I feel like I don't get nearly as stressed about all that as I do some. They're just easy to sew signatures into and everything, because it's sort of like doing a single signature journal 3 times. So it's very easy. It is a little tricky to sew in the last signature because you have the other two kind of weighting your piece down and stuff. So that can be a little bit bothersome, but not any big thing. And you can see I'm just lining them up with the other hinges. Trying to get them all straight as I can, flat as I can. Sorry, like I told you, my husband's down there banging and clunking around because that's what he does. I might actually go ahead and put the glue on here and lay that one on top. You kind of got to do that, or you have to find some way to bring your level up, but it's easier to me to just do it this way. Leave it folded over rather than unfolding it, and then just try to, you know, line them up together. As best you can. Okay. I think it's looking pretty good. I like the colors. This is a fun, springy fun. Oh, I guess I didn't need as many of these as I thought. Oh, well, that's fine. They'll just be waiting for the next time. Five or six, I think, is plenty. I mean, you can decide. Depends on if you have something specific in mind, like, you know, you have 8 cards or whatever, you'd be fine. You could do it with Easter cards, too, if you get Easter cards from family or something. Make one as kind of a little remembrance. Christmas cards, you can do it, too, but you probably won't be able to do, like, all of them in one. That tends to be a little bit more, lots more than what you get for Easter. Kids' birthdays, it would be fun, like, if it's a big special birthday or something, it would be, oops, I did that. Fun to commemorate it with, like, a little book of cards. My brain just roared there for a minute. It was buffering, as my son would say. He likes to tease me. He's sweet, though. He's not mean. He just thinks I'm funny because the old brain sometimes isn't firing on all cylinders. Especially not like his. He's crazy. On top of things. Smart. I was much more like that when I was young, too. That was before I had kids and they sucked all my brains out of my head. At least that's what it feels like sometimes. Oh, I forgot to ink all those, too. I'm such a dingling. I need to do that because it's going to look weird. Now, this is the other thing. You got to go through and, you know, make sure you move all your pages around so that, because they will stick to each other. Just because the little glue, like, oozes out here and there. You know how it does when you glue bits on top. I'm going to have to go this way, I think, to get those edges. Okay, there we are. There it is, all constructed and ready to go. So then you just add pockets and what have you to it. I figured out that this pocket, which is from my winter journal add-on, I think. The winter journal add-on, I believe, is where this one is. But any of these corner pockets, I just cut off the gussets because I'm like, I don't need gussets for this. But it'll fit on these. So I thought it might be a good one. It was just floating around, so why not? But you can add pockets. You can, you know, tucks, side pockets. You could do all kinds of things. So I like that with that, so I'm going to go ahead and put that one on there. You could add, you know, writing spots on these if you wanted to. Photographs. This would be fun to do for grandparents, you know, with some pictures of the kids egg hunting or whatever. Just to have a little remembrance. Because you don't need big, huge, deep pockets when you're doing something like this. It'll just get too fat too fast. I'm going to have to snip that little corner on that. I don't know what he's doing. Oh my goodness. A little bunny. I like the little bunny. I was gonna grab, I forgot. I think I might, because see, some of these are gonna hang over. So I was thinking if you just put them on some book page, dictionary page, something, and then kind of fussy tear around it, not like super precise. Because I already cut all these out and I don't really want to cut them all out again with anything behind them or whatever. It'll just give them a little strength, so if you're putting stuff in and out, you're not tearing them or bending them, or I guess you could still bend it, but and you don't have to get super picky about it, just to strengthen it up a little. Go on there, and then you can have a tag, and I cut tags out to try to be somewhat ready. Tag, this one might be pretty fun, just for some other color. So I'm just not gonna put glue on those very top edges there. You actually could turn this into another tuck, but I'm not gonna. So this is sort of like those pockets that Rachel did, where she left parts sticking up over the top. I do think I have a little glue here. Oh, not bad. And this, I'm just gonna go a little bit. And all these are in that kit, all these different tags and things. All the little fussy cuts are in the Hello Spring digital kit. If that's anything that you're looking for. I use one of Jolene's. I don't know which one I want. Flourish. I cut out Bloom. I don't know where it went. This is a jeweled design on Etsy. I'm sure y'all know Lorette and Jolene. She's just good with the words. Too long, huh? figures. Kind of tip it, and I know what we'll do. We'll just snip the corners off. Okay, I don't think I'm going to do a lot to the tag. It's decorated nicely. Like I said, I think you could put a picture here, or you could put like a piece of something like this paper, but I kind of want to see that flower myself, so. But you could definitely, you know, cut a smaller piece out to go in the middle for a journaling spot. But I think I'm going to keep it as it is. I might use one of these. I really like the size of these. This one. I don't think I can get, I just want like a strip of this. I still moved it. But it'll just go like that, and then it'll be a little side tuck. And yeah, it changes the number, but I don't care. I'm not gonna worry about it. And I'm gonna put another piece of something over a lot of it because it's a little bit flimsy all by itself. But you could definitely back it, or like if you want to spritz it in the same color or something. I just don't want to wait for it to dry right now. But that is always a possibility. I'll use a piece of this. Where I just had it, didn't I? My tear ruler. Oh gosh, you guys, it's right here. I need help. I'm gonna just tear some of this. Somewhere along here it will fit. We'll tear off some more. You really kind of just need one width. I want it kind of under where that is. I'll go to this one. I need to use the cutter. That's the advantage of this cutter. When your tear ruler won't do it. This usually will. I just cut it with the pinking shears here. I'm sure you can see that. And then I'll just glue the top edge, the side edge. Maybe. I love these for the fine tip when you're gluing little things, but when you have to fight it all the time, it isn't very fun. because my hand's so shaky. If I used the great big tip glue, oh, we would have glue for days. Trying to go along a line like that. Yeah, this one really couldn't be easier. It's super fun. Super fun. I'm not big into construction. I like to just play, honestly. I should have done more of these this way. You know, sometimes you don't know when you're making a kit. You're just like, oh, these are cute. And you don't really think it through all the way. Yeah, that's me. I wonder if I could just use part of this. Yeah, I think that would work if we just kind of cut it in half. Or not really half, but something like that. Let me see. What would fit just a little bit more. Probably should have torn it, but that's all right. I'll just kind of put the bunny on there. The bunny's going to hang over a little bit right here, but I think it'll be all right. I can, I guess, put a little piece of paper back there just to help hold it. We're going to doctor up our bunny here, just to keep his nose from getting too crunched. I mean, it can still bend, but where it hangs over. Protect the bunny's head. Yeah, I definitely feel like you could use this kit for a baby journal, definitely. The colors and everything. Maybe not all the images are necessarily useful, but a lot of them would work for a baby journal. Somebody, was it Betty Ann? Who said they're doing that? Somebody told me they're doing that. Sorry, it's hard to remember when I talk to all you guys who said what when. I try, but it gets a little confusing sometimes. I think it was Betty Ann. Oh, I put glue on the nose. Why did I do that? Now I need. Just have to try to keep it up a little. Okay, so we need. It's always impossible to remember that, I feel like. What do we want to put in this one? Maybe buttons? Buttons? And then, of course, you can add all kinds of stuff to all these, which I might do down the line. But for now, I'm just kind of showing you guys. But I'm sure you get it now. And you just keep trucking along like that. I think that's where I'll stop today, just because I don't know what else I want to do, but except keep this bunny's face off of the tag. So, and just like I said, sometimes it's good to just make it, open it all out like that, and just let it set to dry. And then once it's dry, you can do more to it, just because the pages sometimes will stick together. So just got to keep an eye on it. But I think it's super cute. Don't you guys like that idea? And like I said, you can use any paper for the background. I just happened to find those guest checks, so I snatched them up. But yeah, I like it. I hope you guys like it. And we will continue this probably tomorrow. So I will chat with you guys again soon. Love ya. Bye.